Mama told me when the thunder comes that a drunk donkey be coming on for me to listen to what he'd say. If I did some, it'd help me through stormy days. I can get the simple weatherman gets you serving, love and understand. I can get the simple weatherman. You can catch him on the show with Tom and Dave. That's right.
And good morning to you. Louie's live. All right, what's cooking? Tropics talking here. Coneheads. Monday morning. Tracking Sally. And giving Louie love. All right, so we'll get some romper room time in here and do our 919 wake up to the tropics. We don't even have a name for this yet. We need to name it, like Eric Burris's coffee talk. Do we have a name for this? We just have live at 919. We need to come up with a catchy name for our lives. Once things get a little slower, we'll do that. So here's the puppies. So good morning. I'm Mike from Mike's Weather Page. This is our tradition now for several years. We go live. We talk tropics. I talk all winter long and spring long. We do 2 or 3, 4 of these a week, even in non-tropics. Hey, Gunner. What's up, Katie? What's up, Jennifer Hawkins? Thank you, Patricia. Yep, thank you, Shelly. There's Stephanie Stokes. Kids, lots of schools are closed up in the Gulf. I've been reading a lot of our messenger supporter groups, so I know there's a lot of people getting ready for Sally, so we're going to get right into that. What's up, Jamelia Rooney? How you doing? So yeah, we got storms coming. Hopefully, we have a week off or so. We got a lot of names out there. We have Paulette, which I shared a bunch of stuff earlier this morning. Paulette impacted Bermuda. I think it was only their 10th or 11th actual landfalling system. Even though Bermuda's in the middle of the Atlantic, it's only like 25, 26 miles long. The complete island was underneath Paulette's eye, and I'll show you a picture of that. So here's the dogs. Little Hunter. He's wound up today. Louie knows the deal. Look at him. He's like, they just absolutely crack me up. They don't even move, man. They're not real. These are statues. All right, I'm gonna let them down. We got a lot to talk about. Say bye, Hunter. Bye. Bye, guys. Oh my God. Our puppies are great. All right, they're funny. Okay, holy cow. So yeah, let's talk about surge. We got a lot of weather to talk about. Lots of weather. So normally I try to keep it kind of loose and we have a good time, but we're gonna talk a lot about weather. We got a serious day of tracking Sally here. Lots of question marks. But first and foremost, let's have our big shout out to ABC Fine Wine and Spirits here. This is the inside of one of their stores. Very colorful, very cheerful. They have cigars, they have wine, they have beer, spirits. Beautiful stores located throughout Florida. So check them out, support them. They support the Drunk Donkey here, and big thanks to them. Big thanks to them. So appreciate that. All right, so let's get back to. Oh, and I do have a picture. I always share a picture of the day. Here's one that popped up September 7th. I don't know what that is, but it looks good. Fruity drinks sometimes are good. All right. So here's the tropics in a nutshell. Lots to talk about. Let me say a few more highs. Yep, Shelly, I got a coffee, and I got a dew, and I even got some peanuts in case I run out of energy. And yeah, I put the Bermuda webcam on a minute ago too. So we'll go into Bermuda first, and then we'll go into Sally because Bermuda's happening now. 95 mile an hour, I think, might have been the official winds for Bermuda. The eye wall just passed, and Shelly, I got food. Yeah, today's your last day to prepare, no doubt. Let's go. Let me pull up the Bermuda satellite I posted this morning. It was early. I got up early today. I don't know if I did mobile upload or not. Yeah, there it is right here. So that was posted. I did that 4 hours ago. I've been up 4 hours. I can't believe it. But this was the eye completely over the island of Bermuda. The eye must have been 50 miles wide. And look, we had people posting from there. Look at that. So Dan Dickinson posted barometer pressure. Look at that. That's pretty cool, man. He's got a cool little barometer there. Dan, thanks for sharing that, man. He must be in Bermuda or on Bermuda. I don't know if you're in Bermuda. But we have a lot of fans of Bermuda. So that was a crazy picture that's been shared on the internet. The storm Paulette went completely over Bermuda and the eye, and from space you could see Bermuda. That was a huge ass eye. Paulette has big eyes. So the backside hopefully isn't as bad as the front side. They were all ready for it. They tell me they're hurricane tough out there. So let's hope they don't have... I know the webcam was even still working. They have a port webcam that you can check out. I shared the link. I'm not going to show it long. I don't want to get cut. But there you go. Port Bermuda webcam. I shared it earlier. It's on my Facebook page. You can see live. And they still got power there. That's good. So I linked that. So looks like things are going to start improving there real quick. So, all right. Otherwise, let's talk about Sally. Here's the National Weather Service, one of their pages. The hurricane, even though it looks extremely explosive right now, the hurricane hunters are still maintaining intensity below hurricane strength. So looks can be deceiving right now. Here's what it looks like. However, we're seeing a massive blow up here. Massive blow up. Now that's not hyping it. Hey Chelsea, yeah, we're going to talk about that. So the looks can be deceiving. Pressure has not dropped yet. We're still middle to upper 990 millibar system here. It definitely bubbling. Tons of lightning. Look at this. And the weathernerds.org website here. Why does it look so little? I guess I can make it bigger. Zoom in a little bit. That's better. All right. So this is weathernerds.org. And they track lightning strikes, 232. So every frame is I think it's a 10-minute snapshot every 10 minutes. So 300, 200, 300, 200. So, could be signs of some strengthening going on here. That's not true. Low level is somewhere around here, I think. This is more mid-level, but definitely signs that, we're getting intensification. So hurricane hunters are out there. That's a big blow up of convection. It's just not showing up yet with the hurricane hunters. Hurricane hunters are out there right now. They are showing 998 pressure. Nothing to be too worked up about. So not deepening, The main blowup is to the east, however, of where they marked low-level center. So things are changing. We're going to have to watch today. That's, pretty big blow-up to only be 998 millibars. So, watching this thing in real time, even the latest visible really shows this explosion here. That's like a massive cloud top. So, but it's, a lot of people talking about it. It's tilted. The vertical stacking lower level, mid levels has never lined up on this system. That's why it's taken so long to develop. Um, but it's a blob no matter what. It's a big ass blob. And holy cow. Lots of lightning. So, I mean, we'll have to watch, man. This is interesting. There is a little bit of shear out there. Whitney still Conehead. You're just on the west end. Hey, Timothy Weaver. A lot of lightning. Yep. Lexus, how you doing? English girl, I believe. Still being sheared, correct. That's why I hate shear forecasts. They change so much. Now we're having a little bit of shear to the north side. Well, yeah, all around it, actually. So they're saying that could impact a little bit. Upper level winds coming across from the west. Yesterday it had almost Zippo shear and it couldn't even do anything. Now it's got a little bit of shear and it's doing a lot. So we're gonna watch it today, see what it does. We'll show you all the models here in a minute. But here are the latest spaghetti models. 12Z, have they come out yet? 12Z have come out. So here's the latest spaghetti models, and we have another little shift to the east. Man, we keep shifting. This is on Tropical Tidbits, by the way. This is our buddy Levi's site. Right here, look. TropicalTidbits.com. But it looks like a little shift to the east. Again, mentioned it a lot last night. Mississippi, Alabama, and even Florida Panhandle need to be watching close. Eastern weighted system could still see a lot of action into the Florida Panhandle. So we have these just came out, so I'm kind of just looking at them. But H-Wharf doing a loop. A couple of them are doing a loop. There's a high pressure to the north. A couple of the models are saying it's going to hit, but the official forecast is off. But there's a little shift. We're going to see a major slowdown. Still expected. It's already down to 8 miles an hour. Slow down. Then a painful turn. And that's going to dump 20 inches plus of rain. 20 inches plus. And 11 feet possibly of surge. So still big storyline with that. Latest surge estimates are still 7 to 11 feet. That has not changed. If we do get a little bit more of a track change, some of the surge can increase maybe more to the east, but still showing 7 to 11 foot all the way to Ocean Springs. It's all dependent on where that landfall is, but still, that's it's in the Mississippi. 7 to 11. That's a lot of surge. If this thing were to intensify, obviously, any more, we would be seeing higher surge values. But right now, it's held. It's in check. 998 pressure. Even though it looks incredibly scary on satellite, it's only holding 998 pressure. So let's hope that doesn't change, right? Hey, Vince. Not really sure. Well, no, the nasty stuff will definitely be on the north and the east side of the system. The tropical storm force winds have now expanded quite a bit. They are now almost touching upper Gulf. The winds have definitely expanded. The tropical storm force winds are now 125 miles from center. So wherever center is, usually that's the northeast side. Most of the winds are usually on that side, and you can see that here on our NHC map. So there's the winds, 135 miles out. As our system turns in, if it does do that, obviously these winds are going to be stretching more into the Panhandle, and maybe a little less here on this side. So it all depends on that track. The worst case would be this thing slowing down to the last second, then turning up and doing that. That would maintain intensity for a large chunk of land throughout the day. So these are big question marks. It's slowing down. When does it turn? We know the rain's coming. Unfortunately, the rains are very scary. Look at this. 20 inches plus in dark purple. So the Euro is right. We were talking about all of this for days ago. Huge rains. 50, anything that is this like lighter pink, 15 to 20 inches that could stretch way into Mississippi. Mississippi, Alabama, red 10 to 15 inches, way inland. 6 to 10, way inland. Lots of rain, lots of rain. That's going to be the big story is flooding rains. Hey, good question, Brian. Loop eddies. We can look at loop eddies. The water temps, luckily, are not the hottest they could be. A lot of this is from Marco and Laura. Loop eddies, I think, are more to the west. So yeah, there's really not there's maybe a little bit of heat here, but the main players are pushed kind of like what we saw with Harvey a few years ago. So there's the big heat in the Gulf from the loop eddies, a little bit here, but our system is more here, so it's not really getting to use that. Laura used that. Laura came off and definitely used up that heat from the Gulf Stream, but it's kind of been a little weak window of ocean temps. But yeah, it's starting to look ominous, that's for sure. The Elizabeth loop eddies, those are little rivers of hot water in the Gulf that actually circulate. They break off from the Gulf Stream and they circulate through the Gulf, and they hold hotter water. So there's a little bit hotter water deeper down on the surface, and they just kind of float around, like they meander around like a river. Like when a river bed breaks off and you get the little meandering leftovers, those are like little loop eddies, and they spin around in the ocean, the Gulf. So there, hey Renee. Of course, Renee wants to know what's up with Renee. So in case you missed it, we did have a new name last night, by the way. Don't mean to not talk about everything, but Renee's hanging on. Renee might come back to life as a tropical storm. There's a possibility. It's kind of hanging on a little bit. We have Teddy now. Teddy could be a major hurricane. Teddy is heading basically towards Bermuda, but it looks like it might go off to the east, hopefully. But we're going to be, definitely watch it close, Bermuda. But Teddy was old Invest 95. That originally, some of the models had it doing that. So luckily, it's not doing that. Teddy's going to do that. 21 is kind of like doing that. That one got formed overnight too. So overnight, we had Teddy form and we had 21 form. And I got both of those on the website. I also got them on the app. Maybe make sure it's on the app. 21 should be on the app. We've got so many damn storms, man. I can't even keep up. This is like, one storm, easy. 2 storms, but 5 storms? We got Sally, Paulette, Renee, Teddy, 21. There's 21. And 21 is that. So, not supposed to be much. Depression. So we'll watch the new guy. Long-range modeling showing that our season still has possibilities of that. Not going to speculate. That this system's just coming off Africa. It's a low rider. But we got all worked up on our Invest 95 here, and it ended up curving. So we watch these with a grain of salt. And this little guy here we talked about a lot. That was our other little low-pressure system. It's actually bringing rain to Texas this morning. It did dip down there and brought a little bit of rainy action to the southern tip of Texas. So look at that. That was our other tropical little system that we were watching. It did indeed bring rains to Texas, coastal. That's happening now. So that panned out. That was a little guy here. We can see pretty well on the water loop. Let's see here. We can look at it here better. Let's see right here. And look at it here. So this is the water vapor loop. This is basically the little area low. We got a little bit of dry air between, and then we got Sally. So this little guy doing that. We got a little break here with some high. This little guy is doing that. There's that. All right, let me put a picture up here, and then we'll see what you guys are saying. So yeah, we're running out of names. We got 2 more names. We got a stormy day. Listen, we got a lot happening with this. We got to talk about. There's a lot of weather to come today and tonight. So it's pretty serious, actually. The rain, the surge. I get the feeling like we're in hurricane hangover from Laura, and I don't. It reminds me of when we have, when we don't see a big bad Cat 2-3, the media doesn't seem like they latch a hold of it. This one's only a tropical storm right now, so I don't know. You don't feel the buzz, but 20, 30 inches of rain, possibility of a Cat 2. H-Wharf and H-Mon are still showing that. This thing has 24 hours over water here. So we could still see a strengthening hurricane nearing the coast tomorrow that we need to definitely take serious. So, watching real time, man. I mean, this thing is crazy how it's bubbling. The latest convection, just incredible. All right, so let's see. What else can we talk about? So Storm Prediction Center, I definitely want to show that real quick. We got radar. Here's what happened. Even in Florida right now, we're getting some pretty hefty stuff in Fort Myers area coming in off the coast. They're talking about it. This stuff right here rolling in. This stuff could inch its way into the Florida West Coast. But we're definitely starting to see heavier squalls here now up into the Panhandle, and this is going to be the storyline now the next day and a half, 2 days. So these squalls are going to be coming in off of the Gulf, and anytime you have that, you're going to have the potential for strong storms. I don't know if we're going to get the strong storms other than just rain down here, so I think we just got rain. And then when our system gets here, we're going to start to see squalls here. So this area for sure, you're going to have nasty weather the next 36. 48 hours. Hurricane Center or Storm Prediction Center showing that threat for possible storms right here. So we got that today. Marginal threat. They're going to mention tornado or 2 is possible today. Central Gulf Coast. Tornado or 2 today. No tornado watch will be up. That's just the way it works. You just have to know there's a chance. And this is tomorrow. The reason this one's going more inland tomorrow is our systems here, our storms are going to develop more and push inland. So tomorrow, storm chances tomorrow here. And then today on the coast. So lots of weather to come. Lots of questions today. A lot of questions on how our system's going to evolve. And, this is classic watching real time. Looks impressive. The winds have not caught up yet. The pressure's not dropped yet. It just looks ominous, but it's nothing right now. Now they did relocate here. See, this is the possibility we could be seeing. So notice the hurricane hunters. This is on Tropical Tidbits, by the way. So when they did their fix earlier today, there was a center. This is where the massive blowup was. This is where the mid-level spin was. And what they just done is they diverted their plane route, and it looks like they could be seeing a new low forming here. If that happens, then we have stacking, and we might get quicker inflow of thunderstorms, which mean lowering pressures. So that's happening live. So, just keep watching for sure. Jamie, the hurricane hunters are looking for a new center and trying to figure out what's going on with that big blow up. I posted, we'll post all the models here in a minute. We'll take a look at them. The spaghetti models, the 12Z, shifted a little bit more to the east. If we do get a track change a little bit more to the east, that'll verify. We might see the turn a little bit more to the east. Keeping Mississippi, Alabama definitely watching close. So I'll just leave that right there while we chit chat. Bubbling, moist, Stacking. Jennifer, surge. They warn people up and down to be very careful with surge forecasts because what happened, I think what I've read and what I was told with Laura shifted a little bit to the east and it missed the main. I don't know if it was a river or waterway that went up that could have pushed the water inland. Well, the main surge is supposedly verified 10, 15 foot, but it was just a little bit to the east. So the surge is so dependent on, where landfall is, and obviously the little minor shifts in track are going to change that bubble of water tremendously. So you initially get a bubble of water from the system. This one won't have that as much because it's kind of coming in at an angle. This one's going to be more wind derived surge. So likely more center, a little bit on the bubble, but mainly to the east. Every system's a little different. Looks like I got a guy there with his hands up. What's he doing? Looks like he's waving. Waving everybody. What's up? Corey, I think that's a tied record I think I read today. Most amount of systems up. This is definitely the earliest formed Teddy, earliest formed Sally, earliest formed everything. It's been the year of records, and we got 2 more names to go before we go into the Greek alphabet. Diana, well, we're going to need to know the track soon. We got 24 hours. Usually by now we're really confident. Confidence is low right now. We're just hoping we're not seeing, it takes time for pressure to drop. I mean, but it's got a day and a half. So we got to watch this thing close, real time stuff. But again, the biggest story, regardless of strength, is going to be rain and flooding. Flooding huge. Only been a few different times over the years they've issued this high probability of flooding. And this is serious stuff. This is, we had 20 inches plus in Key West. So, I don't know if we're looking at Harvey type numbers, but they're showing 15, 20 inches plus in some spots. That's feet. When you start measuring flood water in feet, we got problems. So 11 o'clock we'll get a new advisory for sure. And since we're talking about flooding, let me do a shout out to one of our supporters of our page, big fan of our page, Flood Bud here. So I've talked about him before, but since we're talking about flooding, we'll talk about Flood Bud real quick. Totally revolutionizing protecting doorways. Simple little frames and material that butts up and eliminates the need for sandbags. So if you live in a flood-prone area and you are storing sandbags, or you hate sandbags, or you have a bad back like I do sometimes, or you don't have a way to carry sandbags, then this is amazing. It comes in a little kit, little box. You can store it. It's cheap. Look at that, $25. There's a video on how to do it. So, little shout out to them, Flood Bud. So, because hey, one day you're gonna need it. One day you're gonna need it. I'm gonna need it one day. So, cool little demo. Flooding is not fun to talk about by any means. But I know my neighborhood, when we have storms in Oldsmar, people go lining up for sandbags. And then where do you put the sandbags when you're done? Sandbags are not fun to store. So anyway, check them out, Flood Bud. I got the link on my site. They like us. So anybody that likes Mike, I like them too. So. All right, so let's take a look. I guess we can look at some 6Z models. I mean, we're so close to landfall. We're kind of watching this in real time now develop. The official track on timing here we can take a look at just to give you an idea. Forget about this map. I've never. This is a drunk donkey wind map, by the way. I've never seen a wind map It's like this. This is because it's a slow stall, but usually it's clear. There's like a cone, and you see time. This one's crazy. So by Monday 2 p.m. is what they're saying. Monday 2 p.m. we can start to see tropical storm force winds, and mainly these are going to be the gust, the squall lines. But this afternoon we can start to see tropical storm force winds. Thought that was kind of funny. All right, but timing goes. Let's take a look at timing, just for fun. As the official track based on speed. If we do see a center relocation a little bit, it'll back things up a little bit, and it might make the turn a little bit more to the east. Usually what happens. But timing right here, tip of the Mississippi, we could have 1 a.m. 80 mile an hour. That's tonight. 1 a.m. Central Time. This is 1 p.m. Central Time tomorrow. So according to this map, not much land interaction as this thing turns by New Orleans here before a true landfall, and that would be sometime tomorrow evening. This is 1 a.m. Central, so could be tomorrow evening. So if we had a landfall, it would be Tuesday night. Look at that. I'm going to do cursive. Look at that. No click in. Just look at that. Beautiful. Tuesday night. Afternoon night. I'm going to attempt to do afternoon. This is where it all went to hell. That's a drunken sailor right there. Tuesday afternoon night. But that's on the current path. Slow down. Hurricane warnings are up, stretching close to Morgan City all the way to the Alabama-Mississippi line. Hurricane watches are up to Florida Panhandle hurricane watches. And remember, the cone is anywhere the center can go. You got to remember that. I know I say it all the time, but the common misconception of this whole cone thing is everybody focuses on the center and they don't focus on the cone. So the cone is anywhere that center can go. So technically Alabama is still in the cone. Mississippi's really in the cone. Mississippi has hurricane warnings up. You can see they're expecting this thing to slow down and then turn. Here's your winds. This is your current wind field, and we're starting to inch. That's why we said 2 p.m. they show. These are your minimal tropical storm force winds. These are your stronger winds. Those are 50 knot winds. Oh, here you go, 50 knot winds. But anyway. Let's see. Virgin Islands will miss Teddy. Yes. Teddy, Whitney, you still see 998. I know. It's crazy that we don't have pressure drops. And it's because it has never been stacked. There's something to say about an oblonged system. Laura was stacked early on. This system has always been like this. You had lower level, mid-level, and it never truly stacked yet. Big words there, yet. So let's see here. Then we do. So see that does a good description. Moist, Diana. Don't say moist around my wife. She hates that word. Cantori is in New Orleans. He's partying. I'd love to go to New Orleans and hang out with him. 994 on the news, Nikki. That's odd. That's a little higher or lower than it should be. Hey, Tiffany just stacked. It might have. Shelly did something good. Shelly's great. And we're Eastern here, by the way. I'm sorry. Then when I report, I forget Central Daylight Time. Somebody just said it relocated and stacked. What's up, Dale Kindberg? My kitchen dude. All right, so everybody's saying it's stacked. Probably stacked. Probably. Let's take a look. Because it looked like the hurricane hunters were checking it out. So in a nutshell, I'm going to go back to our windy map, but this is lower level circulation. This is our big blow up of convection. The hurricane hunters flew in and went back this way. They checked this little spot out, assuming maybe a center track changed. And you can see here on the latest satellite pass here. So this is a great illustration. This is not exact, but it's satellite. And 9 times out of 10, it's close. But here's your 850 winds. Right here, you can see them. This is your 850 spin, lower level winds. 1,000, about the same, 850. Now, when you go to 500 millimeter, watch what happens. Boom. That's a big shift. So our lower level winds here, mid-level here, this is where the big blow up is happening, but it's not vertically stacked. And when you have, I guess, vertically stacked allows incredible formation to begin, but without being stacked. So it indeed is trying to get stacked. I did add a few new graphics here, by the way. I love these boat. These are some of the original graphics I had in 2004, and they still are out there, man. Boat US. And I actually have Boat US. I think I have Boat US. I just got my packet here from, let's see here. Let's see, because I use their stuff. I want them to know I pay money to them. This is Safeco. Oh, this is Golf Cart. Geico. I have one more. Where is it? Where did I put it? Oh, no, I lost it. Oh, well. Oh, here it is. Geico. Boat US, look. Boat US. So I support Boat US. Anyway, these are old school graphics. This is your wind fields, and that's kind of verified on the N8C map too. Right here. Boom. So it's just a different version. I like it because it's, well, they used to have little arrows in there. It's got the track on here too. It's cool to track the track, future track, where it's supposed to go. All right, let's go to Twitter. I'm going to leave it on Twitter. So I had a funny boat story one time. We took the boat out on a weekend. We went to, Levi just posted a new shift Easter. So here's what Levi just posted 28 seconds ago. Giving it to you fresh. 28 seconds old. Levi just posted that they indeed found a new center. And it could be a little shift to the east, north a little bit. If it continues, it'll lead to strengthening. So there you go. But man, look at that, man. Look at that bubbling. That's I don't think I've ever seen satellite cloud tops do that ever. That large of a radius burst. It's incredible. So we're going to watch that. New Orleans says explosion of storm. See, I'm not the only one that uses big words. Huh. All right. Yeah, hey, they do have drop zones in there, Whitney. I noticed I don't know in that particular spot. They are testing upper level moisture patterns. They are doing something there. There's the upper level that they did earlier today. And all that's doing is testing shear, humidity levels, what's ahead, measuring how strong the high pressure system is. We do have that high pressure system to our north. As you can hear our dog snoring. Here's the 6-hour forecast for our. Oh, come on, stay right there. What is it doing? Stay. Once I gotta leave my mouse there. But this is the 6-hour forecast. Why don't we just go to 0? Screw it. 0. Stay right there. Stay. You know when you do this too long, when you talk to the models like your dog. Stay. But anyway, here this is the high pressure to the north. You know, and it's going to take its time to get on out of here. That's why we're going to see a stall. There's really no break in it. Let's take a look. Oh yeah, we haven't looked at the models yet. We'll look at all the models next. How about that? So I got to tell you my boat story. It's funny. Any boaters out there, you can relate. Okay, so Keith linked Levi's site. Heck yeah, man! I got it all over my site, everywhere, man. Big links right here. Travel Tidbits, GFS, Euro. These are all his links. Every one of these go to his site too. There's a lot of sites out there. I've kind of known Levi a long time, and I just like to support him. And he likes us. I don't know why. He probably cringes sometimes when I post. But anyway, so here's my boat story. Then we're going to talk about, then we'll talk about that shift, Jennifer. Yes. So we got to take a little break anyways. This is like a 2-minute commercial break. So we go down to Madeira Beach for softball. And today, by the way, is Emily's first practice day in high school softball. So it's a big day for us. I shared this picture, by the way. I had to show you, might as well, because it means a lot. People that know me know that I've been traveling with Emily now. So 2012, she started playing softball. There she is, 6 years old. My mom and dad and Julie's mom have been almost to every game. So here we are, 2020, and she's starting high school fall ball. So it's a big journey. So we're excited about that. She's doing great, and we're nervous. You know, it's the big time. So we're hoping she does very well with that. But let me show you my 2-minute boating story, and then we'll go right into models. I promise. But this is funny. Any boaters out there can relate. So we play softball down at Madeira Beach. They have a dock. So we went to softball one weekend, filled the boat up, came home, maybe used an eighth of a tank, quarter of a tank. The boat sat in our driveway the whole week. We went back the following weekend. I didn't even bother checking the gas because, you know, guys have a sixth sense. We have magnets in our noses. That's why we're so good with directions. Ask any guy. We have a sixth sense on directions, right? I do. But we also have a sense of how much gas we have in our vehicles at all times. So we take off at 6:30 in the morning. Luckily, it was just me and her dad. Julie drove Emily down there because it was 7 o'clock. She had to be there. We get 1 mile outside of Dunedin Marina, and I thought the motor blew up. You know, I'm like, what the hell, man? I thought it overheated or something. Never dawned on me. I looked down at the gas thing after a few minutes, and it was completely empty. Completely empty. So long story short, I definitely got my gas stolen. I don't have a locking cap, and somebody during the week took 45 gallons of gas, and I had to call Boat US. That was the story. So that was my Boat US story. I know, Whitney, man, dude. Hey, trust me, I get a lot of crap now for that one, especially from Julie. She goes, "Why didn't you check the gas tank?" I'm like, "Because I had gas in it the week before." Why would I check it now? Why would I check it now? So, all right. All right, so listen. So let's get back to official stuff. So official stuff is this. Officially, the NHC isn't expecting this to be more than 85 miles an hour. Okay? They did have 100 mile an hour a couple days ago. Now, we do have a little window between 36 and 48 hours that it could strengthen. They didn't mention that. Yesterday they mentioned that. Some of the individual models show it strengthening before landfall. So, according to NAC, there's no mention of major hurricane. Put it to you that way. Category 3 or higher. We know that. So that's the official words. The other official, no matter what is happening right now, the rain is going to be there regardless. Okay? Mississippi, Alabama, Florida. 10, 15 inches of rain. Pensacola. Okay? Northward. These are givens. All right? So don't focus. I think everybody focuses too much on intensity. Florence, Category 4 hurricane out in the Atlantic. It got top of the news coverage every day for a week because it was Category 4 out in the Atlantic. As soon as it started weakening, it seemed like they didn't talk about it because it was down to a Category 1. But guess what? It was a flooding. The flooding with Florence was the news, and the news didn't want to talk about it. The news is so worried about wind, they don't talk about the flooding. And you ask anybody from Harvey and Florence and Imelda, and, flooding is terrible. So that's a given, regardless of strength. And that is because, we already saw it with not Katrina, Key West, had the K right. Key West, 20 inches plus. Ironically, the other record, the other highest rain totals ever for Key West was Katrina back in the day. So that same type of system came through the Keys. So that's a given. Surge is already given based on current speed. So even if it only goes 85, we're still looking at these official surge values, 7 to 11 feet. Our system's going to be turning slowly, pushing all this water, 7 to 11 feet. Little turn here could bring the surge values higher. So we need to watch that at 11 o'clock. Let's make sure these surge values here don't increase at 11 o'clock. We'll be watching that. And we'll be watching for any pressure drops. Pressure drops usually first, and then the winds catch up. We are seeing rapid changes in the structure of Sally, starting to see an eye wall. See, that ain't good. Here's another video. Sally's is attempting to develop an eye wall. So the H-Wharf and H-Mon could be right again. Let's look at some radar. Oh, let's see. Radar. Let's see if we can zoom out to that. So you can see, that's what they're saying. That, definitely could be eye wall developing. We just don't have any radar yet that can reach that accurately. But definitely seeing signs of some heavy storms developing around there, the center. And again, look at that. We're getting a pretty good flow into Panama City. These are going to be developing storms throughout the day to watch for. Already seeing it. And then we're going to have to shift focus when the eye is here. We're going to see a repeat pattern coming in from a different angle tonight going into tomorrow. So double whammy for the panhandle regardless. Bermuda's doing good, Lori. We had a lot of fans, I think, chimed in. In fact, do we have anybody in Bermuda? I showed a bunch of stuff. Showed the webcam, showed the winds. They were 95. It's moving on out. The island was completely under the eye. So the latest, so let's just show you the latest H-Wharf and H-Mon because I've been in love with them all year long as far as their track history with intensity. So this is on Trouble Tidbits. So slow strengthening here from the H-Wharf, and this is what has been the trend. Is tonight 981, but this, look what happens going in tomorrow morning. It drops from 980 to 965 by tomorrow morning. And that's borderline Cat 2 for sure. 100 mile an hour winds possibly. So that's the H-Wharf. H-Mon doing the exact same thing. So these two models did well with Hanna. It's showing 970. Icon was pretty aggressive last night. It's still 966. Icon did well this year. It's showing 966. Latest Canadian is 992. Latest GFS is 986. Latest Euro is 988. Oh, my shirt guy just messaged me. Let's see what. And then our last model we're going to look at is the UK. And that one is, and this is all based on before this big blow up. And the last UK was 974. So I think there's more. I think the modeling, there's more. To my opinion, the NHC is real conservative on their wind speed projections. Because this is miles per hour, but 979 could possibly be 96 plus, and we're seeing a lot of models under 980. So I hope they didn't underdo it again. They seem like they always underestimate what the models are actually showing. So anyway, let's see here. I can get my picture I can share everybody. Let's see. Dusty just sent me this. There we go. All right, so here's possibly the sneak peek of our next shirt. It has to be ready in time for when it happens, but there's our donkey with all the Greek names, saying it's all Greek to me. He's got a toga, and it says 2020. So we're likely going to be in the Greek names. So I've had a lot of fans suggest a toga, because hey, we like to party, right? All right. So anyway, lots to watch. Let's end her down. It's been an hour already. I can't believe it. This is going to be staring at the computer all day, watching this thing develop. We know the rain's coming. We know the surge is coming. We don't know the strength yet. And everybody's talking about this convection. Massive. I mean, it's epic. I've never seen anything like it. It is mind-boggling to see it happen. Let's take a look at another couple sites. This is on the College of DuPage site. We can look at the Sandwich infrared and show it like this. Let's go back 96 frames. So these are 1 minute or minute frames. We can go back 200 maybe. This is nighttime, but this shows you anyway how it's exploding outward, and you can see the ripple effects here. Man, that's just unbelievable what's happening there. Definitely. Look at that. Here's another example of the rippling effect. Let me download it. so I can post it. We don't want 100. We want probably, we'll go with, yeah, we want 100. We'll do 92. All right, 92. We'll download it. All right, so anyway, Tampa rains. Yes, it's going to be trickling in. We still, let's let this load here real quick. We have, we can measure it. She's going nuclear, Whitney. Too late for hurricane snacks. Well, you can do Amazon one day delivery, maybe. I don't know. All right, so that's downloading. Somebody said measure it. Let's measure it. Let's take a look at that. We can measure it on. Look at that sucker. My God, it's crazy looking. Be a good time to buy a blob shirt. We chase blobs. That's not your normal looking hurricane. That's for sure. But what the heck? That ain't right. Measure. There we go. All right, so that's 220, 270, 350. So about, I'd guesstimate about 300 miles. 300 miles wide. 300 miles. Here's the bubbling. Now I can zoom in on this now. I can't even zoom on that, man. Come on. Oh, well. You can see it. I'm going to upload it here in a minute, though. But the rippling, look at that. You get high resolution, man. You can see the ripples in the clouds, man. Just like sand. So, all right, cool beans. All right, everything's good. All right, we got a lot to talk about, a lot to watch. I think we went over everything. Went over the models. We've got a lot of models showing stronger than what the NAC is showing. The rain estimates are pretty solid. Here's another satellite 1 minute ago. Definitely showing that rotation. The hurricane hunters will actually flag it for two things. One will be center if there's an eye wall present. So anyway. So all right, that's great. It's a big old blob, Linda. Yep. Emily's texting me about softball. They want us at the practice field. Okay. So in case you missed it, we do chase blobs here. Early in the year, I told you we talk weather all year long, not just hurricanes. We have a really cool group of people. Our Mike's Weather Page, our MWPs, we call everybody. But we were watching these squalls come off of Texas this year, and we had a lot of blobs this year in the Gulf. And so we made a shirt. I watch blobs. And that's what we're doing now. We're watching a big blob. A big question mark blob. Like, what the heck's going on out here in the Gulf of Mexico? That is incredible. So anyway, all right. Yep. Thanks to all the supporters out there. You know, we are Weather Family, by the way. You know, this is not our first rodeo. I joined Facebook in 2009. I've been doing the website since 2004. I have a lot of credibility from some big dogs, so I'm not worried about that. I'm just a weather wannabe amateur. And for this month, we've already reached 11 million people have tuned into Mike's Weather Page. 11.6 million people. So you're part of a small group. Don't tell anybody about our group. Don't tell anybody about our weather page. We are a small group of weather addicts. Only 11 million people. But we do have a great supporter page, and Shelly on here keeps that going. So if you like what I do, be a supporter. It pays for the beer, and I drink a lot of beer. So, all right. So we got 11 o'clock advisory coming out, and we'll watch that one. And just, you know, we know the threat's coming. We know storm surge is coming. We know rain's coming. We don't know the wind threat yet. That's the big question. And we don't know if we're going to see an east shift or not, more into Mississippi. There's a lot of focus right now on Louisiana, but the truth of the matter is Mississippi, Alabama, even the Florida Panhandle are going to get a lot of this system. The eastern side of the system gets a lot. This system's going to slow and turn. So it's affecting more than just Louisiana. And again, landfall could be as early as tomorrow morning into tomorrow evening. So we got 24 hours to watch this thing. Right. So, all right, thanks a lot. We're good. I didn't even open up the Mountain Dew, but I am going to eat some peanuts. So we'll see you guys. See you. I'll post the 11 in about 20 minutes.